Okay, so this video, um, I wanted to touch on the 10-year hiatus in women that everyone, I say most women generally go through. The 10-year hiatus is this time period. It doesn't matter if she's married with kids, or she stays single her whole life, or maybe had one or two relationships. The only difference is usually like around the ages it'll happen. And there's usually two ages that this happens. It usually happens one age, like I say the earliest it probably starts is like from between the age brackets of 26 to about 32. And then there's another age bracket and then after like I said, like if it's from 26 to 32, it's going to go on for roughly 10 years. And then the next age bracket that it usually starts to happen, usually around like early 40s. And again, it goes on for 10 years. And that 10-year hiatus is okay. Like I said, it can happen if she's married or if she's single or if she's in long-term relationship, she has kids, blah, blah, blah. But there's a 10-year hiatus every woman goes through. And this 10-year hiatus is pretty much a result of hitting the wall as a woman. Now, when they hit this hiatus, like I said, it could be while they even married to their husband and they hit it. Or like a lot of time, but how it usually happens is the how it usually happens is the woman ends up single, but she's realizing that she can't get the same responses out of the same quality men that she could before. So she's holding out and she thinks she doesn't want to settle for a lower quality male, but in reality, she's now become the lower quality female because she's just gotten older. You see what I'm saying? Or she's fucked up or she got fat, whatever. So she's like secretly holding out. So the 10-year hiatus, man, like it starts out with, so let's say if she's single, and this is when the 10-year hiatus starts. I've seen it from having from close friends of mine, the family members, I've seen it, and it never fuck. It happens every fucking time. Now, if she's single, what happens is, like I said, she's used to getting a certain quality of attention from a certain quality of male, based off of her younger years, maybe when she was 22, 23, 24. And secretly all women want to believe that they're the same woman that they were at 22, 23, 24, that was actually attracting the men. Because see, women think it's actually about their personalities, and it's not. Nobody gives a fuck that you're witty. Nobody gives a fuck that you're, sharp. Nobody really cares about that. Just shut the fuck up, have sex, and be and just exist. And that's all the fuck and you know what I'm saying, be young and exist. And that's all we really want. But see, women, they think it's genuinely about something they said. So they end up 30, 26, 27, 28, or 30, 31, 32, and they're still thinking that they deserve that same treatment that they got when they was 21, 22 from the same quality of guys. So and if anything lesser approaches them, they think it's settling and they don't want, that guy. And this is where the 10-year hiatus starts, is because they don't want to settle. Or in their mind, they think that they're settling when in reality, they've just degraded that far to where this is now their league of man that they fuck with, that they should be fucking with. They are like they're equal at this point. So the 10-year hiatus starts with that. And it's just a 10-year, just it wears them down slowly, year after year after year. I don't want to settle. Well, I got one good guy, but he was married. And say it's that same shit. Like they're like that 10-year hiatus in women is them thinking that they're still worth more than they actually are. And then they just kind of like after about 10 years, it finally sets in that, okay, well, maybe this is what I am now. So maybe I should look for different traits in a man other than my prerequisites I had before. And then usually after about 10 years, they finally get worn down and they realize that where they actually are in the dating market type of thing. Well, like I said, now it even happens with married women too. And this happens in the form of they don't want to have sex with their husband no more and blah blah. Like I said, she wants to go out there and get that same get high off of that attention that she was getting when she was when she was younger and more beautiful. She wants to go try that again. See, and like women, they really don't understand, man. Like most of what they getting attention off of is because some guy wants to fuck them. You see what I'm saying? Like I guarantee if you ask most women, okay, If you didn't have a vagina, how many men would genuinely uh, look at you longer than 2 seconds, or even think they even want to talk to you? And I get out of 100 men that they got come across, less than 90. I mean, yeah, I'm sorry, less than 10. And I mean, like, is like that 10-year hiatus, man. Like, see, because that's when marriage problems start coming in. That's when, and it happens in every marriage. Like, they start sleeping in different bedrooms and all that shit. See, that's what's really going on. It's that 10-year hiatus. She just happened to be married in hers, and it's happening in a marriage in a household, probably with kids. That's why y'all having marriage problems. Is because she like they have a really hard time. Like it's so funny, man, because like all of them think, like every one of them thinks secretly that they're going to be that one who's going to stay 22 forever. They all do, and they never fucking like. And what's even more fucked up? See, men pass on knowledge to other men. Women, man, like women's brains ain't wired like some do, but most don't. As soon as a woman starts winning, as soon as she's successful in one field, she don't give a fuck about no other woman. Period. I mean, okay, babe, perfect example. Look at all the female rappers. All the female rappers, perfect example. See, it's even in that. Like Nicki Minaj, she's the baddest bitch, and other bitches ain't shit because I'm the baddest bitch, and blah blah blah. Fuck other bitches. Like she ain't getting ready to collab. She ain't getting ready to make a song with Cardi B. You see what I'm saying? See, you see how that plays out? Is even in their fucking music. They don't do that shit because like it's not how they wire. Like women are wired to beat out all the other women to be the most desired product. But the problem is what they're desired off of, like, is inevitable to degrade. So like they're all fighting, they're all going down the same one-way dead end road. But they all thinking that they all thinking that they gonna make it out off the dead end road and end up on a fucking super highway. And they never do. They never can. Nobody ever cares. And it's just real. Not even a woman. Nobody cares about what they fucking achieve. Oh, I did art. Nobody fucking cared. She don't even care. Because I came across some post on Reddit. I hate fucking Reddit, but I love it. I love it because I hate it. It's like watching Jerry Springer. It's just all the trash that just congregates online. But they like they try to like do all these mental gymnastics to themselves. Say, oh well, you can be like, okay. Honestly, to me, man, there is few things that's just genuinely harder to look at than a single woman in her 30s and above. It's just unless her spouse died, that is just a difficult thing to watch. It is. It's just hard because, like I said, because women genuinely don't understand the game. But they try their darndest too. Like it really is difficult to watch that. And then you read like women over 30 in their articles, and they're saying shit like, "Oh well, you can be single, just go out and achieve things and be free." See, women are so full of shit, man, when they're in public because they'll dress anything up to make it sound like that they're actually fucking happy. Like, bitch, okay, nobody, including the woman, nobody cares that she's driving a Maserati. Nobody cares that she has a big house. Nobody cares about any of those achievements. What they care about is what man she got, including the woman. But when they get in these online chat rooms, they do their best to dress it up, man. Like they will do their best. Oh, well, you can achieve so much more. I'd rather be free than be with a man. Bullshit. When she's sitting at home drinking that fucking wine in her perfect little place, and she has her perfect little plate with her perfect little food, and she's sitting there perfectly alone, she will fucking it from man. It when a woman don't got a man from the ages of like 16 on, like you get them alone in that perfect little environment with everything perfect, but they don't got a man. I guarantee you, every time within 6 minutes of talking, it's gonna go back to, well, I don't want to get older because I won't be able to fight the man, but then I'll be 30 and then I'll be just too old and men won't like me because my body's old. And then, I guarantee you, man, like it's so funny. It's so like it's funny watching women try to fight nature. Like men grow into accepting nature and what it is. Women always try to fight it, and it's so funny to just watch them like try to put this fake act on in public because their nature is to please everybody, so they're gonna say whatever they think you want to hear. It's just funny to watch it. Like it's just so fucking funny. Like because they genuinely need this shit, that's where in the 10-year hiatus, man. Like the 10-year hiatus, that shit, it happens to all of them. It really does. It's gonna happen to all of them. Because like I said, because they gonna try to go out there because they think that they go out there and pretty much get the same results at 35 that they can get when that they got when they was 22, and it just never works. Like and the difficult part is that every now and then you'll come across one woman that says, "Well, I don't notice a difference. I'm 35 with 3 kids, and I still have men knocking down my door to be with me." Okay, look, bitch. This is one thing that women don't fucking understand. I think everybody knows this. Is just because a man wants to sleep with you, just because a man is horny and is talking to you, does not mean he wants to be with you. Okay, those are two completely different fucking things. But see, like women, they have a very and okay. Another part of me thinks that okay, some women have a very difficult time believing that, but another part of me knows that a lot of women know what it really is. They're just trying to hype their own brains up into thinking that they're genuinely wanted by a man again by turning that booty call into an imaginary potential boyfriend type shit. That's what it is for real. But man, like a lot of them, it's just sad. That 10-year hiatus shit. That is just like sad to watch, man. Like I said, my ex-wife and my ex-wife's mom was like that. Like they just expected the world from what they was when they was 22. And bitch, y'all old now. You ain't gonna get that no more. You'll be lucky to get a guy that's gonna call you back after a first date in these ages. You will be lucky for that. Man, like I ran to one girl I went to high school with, and she has like 2 kids by 2 different men now. And I used to have a crush on her in high school. And that's another thing, man. Like I like there's not many things that's harder to look at than a single woman in her 30s. And then especially if she's single in her 30s and has kids. Those that is just hard to look at. Single mothers and women over 30. That is just it's just difficult to just watch. Um Now, like I said, with that girl, man, what was hard for me was oh, because my father he ran across her because we all went to high school together. My dad ran across her. He always knew who she was, and he told me, "Yeah, I ran into what you call it today to the girl. I'm not gonna say her name because it is kind of like a different name, but and at this point, I was living in Czech Republic, and yeah, he called me and said, "Yeah, guess who I ran into? I guess I ran into blah." And this girl, she has 2 kids. She's never been married. Uh, that shit is just sad. Like, if okay, like I said, if you single at 30, I don't know which is worse: a woman who has not been married at 30, or a woman who has been married at 30. Because if you haven't been married at 30, that means okay, like I said, the time frame is completely different from men and from women. Women pretty much hit their primes up until 30. Like they are prime material just because of what they are in the world up until 30. You see, so if no man actively tried to marry you by 30, that's not a good sign. And then on the other side, if a guy did marry you and you got divorced, that's still not a good sign on you. Because it's like, okay, like, well, did you make the bad decision in picking him? Were you a shitty wife? Did you piss him off till he pissed you off? Like there's just no good way to explain being a single woman over 30. Like unless your spouse died, unless your spouse got cancer or went to the military, got deployed, he got shot up, or you got run over by a car, got hit by a drunk driver, some shit like that. If it's nothing like that, and you are single over 30, there is just no good way to really, okay, I'll say this. There's no good way for a man to hear it. Now there are other ways. Let's say like you married a dude, like the woman over 30, she married a dude and come to find out the dude ended up being gay or like would cheat on her like crazy, blah blah. But see, like even this, see, like the woman will know the intricacies of that. And she may have a legit point. Maybe she was a good wife and the man just like was a serial cheater or something like that. Like that could be a legit point. But like by the time I walk up to you, all I'm gonna hear is, "Oh yeah, you must have fucked up." That's just the reality of it. Like that's just how it is. Like once you end up over once they end up over 30 and single, it's just it's very difficult to talk their way out of that because like because on the other end, like everybody knows how manipulative women are. So a woman will lie in a second, just if it sounds like a benefit for her. It don't matter if she's a CEO of Microsoft or whatever the fuck, she will lie so it sounds like she's doing better. Look at Instagram. They don't give a fuck. They'll cut their own face up to lie just to get a better reaction out of you. They don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just hard, man. That is just a hard thing to watch. That's why I don't date women over 25. And I read online how they say like in Asia, like Asia has the same. I got the same mentality as Asian countries, because they say the same thing. Once a woman over 25, she's old, and that's what I say. like, like I don't know. Like if they over 25, like I say 20, I say 26, 27, absolute max, absolute. It's like I said, for multiple reasons. Because one, I know how I fuck girls between 18 and 25, and they are just used up by the time they are 30. Like at that point, she's only looking for a protector in the world at this point, or to show, or to catch up with her friends. That's about it. Because she is just that one. That girl has been used up. She has so much DNA and human excrement and human body fluids inside her. She's a walking fucking radioactive biohazard nuclear power plant. And you know what I'm saying? She has just been used up. And then on top of that, okay, if she hasn't been used up physically, she's been used up mentally. She's wondering why she can't keep a man, or she's just like one of those who just horrifically nags you to death. Like there's a reason why they be single that long. Like it's the same thing. Like it's like a sports car, or it's like, okay, better yet, let's use like a garden, for example. Let's use like the fresh food produce section at the grocery store. When they be prime and ripe tomatoes, everybody go in there eat them prime, bright red tomatoes. But for some reason, that prime red tomato was still that prime red tomato has been sitting over there for the past 6 weeks. And ain't nobody touched it. Why? Like, ask yourself that shit. Why? And usually, when you think about it, okay, and just like with the tomato, when you walk up in there, let's say you want to buy a tomato, and you've been seeing that same tomato been sitting up there looking all good for 6 weeks. Okay, they done all these other tomatoes and came and gone, came and gone, came and gone. People bought all, but this same tomato's been sitting over here for 6 weeks. Are you gonna take the chance? Well, ask yourself this: would it be smart to take the chance on getting that old ass tomato that still look good that's been there for 6 weeks, or would you just say fuck it and go get a new tomato that's been there for 3 days? Which one you gonna do? And that's exactly how you should look at the dating market with this shit. Like I said in other videos, man, online, especially online dating, that is equivalent of going to the junkyard. That is the equivalent of going to the junkyard. Like by the time a woman has to do online dating, that is just junkyard shit. That is junkyard quality. There's a reason why she's there. See, women don't do shit just out of fun. See, men do shit just to experiment and have fun with it. Why I go live under a bridge for 2 weeks just to see what it's like. I'll go live on a runway, on an airway station just to see what it's like. I'll go do this. You know, I'll go put myself in dangerous situations just to see the experience. Women don't do that, bro. They very rarely do they do that. You will find some, but very rarely will you find it. Women don't do that. Everything they do is for a reason. And it's usually because they fucked up something before. That's why they got to go do that. Like because they not like they don't do that adventurous male thing. Okay. The only reason that bitch is working at Costco is because she done fucked up in life. Okay. That's why. See, men will go out there and and get a job, make 150,000 a year, and it'd be like, you know what? I'm sick of this shit. And then just go work at Kroger. Work at a grocery store, bag groceries. I've known plenty of men do that. I watched a documentary of a man who did that. He was working a very high paying government job. And he just got sick of it. And he went to go work at a grocery store and live in a small bedroom, 1 bedroom apartment. He did it. You don't find women ain't doing that shit. They don't do it. And this is what the point I'm trying to make is, which I went horrifically off from the 10-year hiatus, but everything they do is for a reason. Online dating, bruh, that is the junkyard. That is the junkyard. If she's single over 30, that's the junkyard. There's a reason why she's single. Like I said, unless her spouse died, there's a reason why she's like that. And it usually ain't worth the risk. Like I said, think of them as tomatoes in a grocery store. Would you take the risk? Why take the risk with this tomato that's been there for 6 weeks? It still look good for some odd reason, because they usually like die off by this point. But for some reason, it still looks voluptuous and plump and bright and red. But you know when you open it up, it's gonna have bruises and dings and it's fucked up, just like the older women. Like they might still look good, but they mentally gonna be fucked up. So it's like, why even take the chance with this shit when you could just get you a tomato somebody just put down? You know what I'm saying? And just like the real world, some guys, they'll come in and they'll pick the better looking tomatoes, blah, blah, blah. You might be left with a lesser good looking tomato, or lesser mental stability tomato, but it's still gonna be better off to go taking your chances with that 6-week old tomato every day, any day of the week.